Welcome to the Uncle and AI podcast, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and knowledge management. Each episode, we explore that how we can use AI technology in our day to day business need, discussing the real world application, and provide strategic guidance on how to transform your business. So let's begin the journey.
Hi Bilal, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Mohsin. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. We'd like to discuss with you today regarding the external communication. Can we automate our communication with our customers and other stakeholders, for example, our emails or automated calls? Is there any possibility using AI?
Great question, Mohsin. Um, yes, basically, the blunt and real answer is yes. You have various levels of support. You have first line support, you have second line support, and you have third line support. Now, first line support is often very basic, meaning password reset or giving someone access to their email. Um, these tasks can and should be automated. They don't require much reasoning capability. They don't require much causality analysis because often the customer or the user who's filing the service desk with the query is very much asking literally what they want. And you can have automated responses. You can even have automated task managers and pipelines set into play. So you have workflow where we would call it smaller tickets or quick wins happen quite quickly through various AI powered help desks, really. So this is something which can be done quite quickly. It's good for the IT department, actually, in service desk. When you talk about customer service,
Mhm.
you also have immediate responses through email. Now, you can check and you can actually link the employee if they're on holiday, not on holiday, and instead of setting an out of office email, because most of these out of office emails are not consistent, everybody has their own style. You can get
Right.
robots, quite literally intelligent, artificially intelligent workflow units or apps, as we call it, where they can reply when you are on holiday and they can manage your inbox. So they don't have to provide the answer, but they can inform the client that at X amount of time they will get a response.
Mhm. So those answers are automated and we can give some generic feedback regarding some sort of responses which can be translated and communicated to our respective respondent spaces, those who are sending us email or maybe ask some sort of queries which can be formalized and structured.
You're talking about general feedback to who? The customer because they've tried to
But
contact
for
you.
example, for example, let's take an example. If any of my colleague want to send me an email and communicate with me, right? And I'm not in the office, but there is something which is very commonly being asked from an HR department and such things that how many hours, for example, you have worked this week or something like this. So can that be automated regarding these form things?
You can automate how many hours you've worked during the week by
Mm-hmm.
actually, if you put it into a calendar, your
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
time. So like you teach in Canada, you teach business to university
Mm-hmm.
students. So let's say you have a semester plan, and within this semester plan, you will have blocks blocked out on your
Yes.
calendar. When is the
Yes.
exams? When is the lectures? When is the pre-prep for the lectures? Now, that if you're following it really from starting to ending, and it is following your calendar, then of course you can accumulate all of these hours, and HR can directly know actually this week in your calendar you've inputted 20 hours, or the next week you've planned to input 25 hours, or when do you plan to take your holidays, this is also already within your calendar. So I think what you're asking me is for people who are asking questions about your time off or time on. This also not only works for HR, it also works for your students as well.
Yes.
Because they're like, okay, where's my professor? Where's my lecturer? I need help, this submission on deadline, so on and so forth. So I think what you're saying here is creating a workflow between your inbox and your calendar.
Yes.
And you can use something called natural language processing, where there is a knowledge graph behind it. And yes, it can respond in a dynamic manner relative to your calendar. So yes, you can do this, but I would suggest that you keep it quite simple and just let them know that, okay, on Fridays after 4 p.m., I'm not working on the third week of every month or whatever. If it's in your calendar, they'll just know this information. So they're aware when to expect a response. I think anything further, the human should be involved with the reasoning capability.
Fine. Fair enough. So in the same way, organization can communicate with their customers as well if there is a generic response.
But this is it now. It customers and general response, we have to define this like first line response, second line, or third line. When you have first line response, for sure, you can automate this. Actually, you should be automating this because then you can use the first line resources, train them up, and give better second line support. It's not cutting staff, it's improving the training. Because, when you have AI, you can do a lot. And you can cut down basic admin tasks. This is the most important thing, working with AI, not getting AI to work for you and you just sit around and do nothing. You have to work with it. Yeah, so this is the point. Definitely customer response. If someone calls you, you're away. Sometimes it is really just like, I forgot my bank details or my login details, please log me in. You can have an automated response unit from your phone where it authorizes you, and then just say, if it's for password reset, just reset your password. You'll get the same email link to your inbox, whether you speak to somebody on customer service through this authorization or through a chatbot. So there's no added value to this.
Perfect. It was a great insight, Bilal. Thanks for your time, and we'll get some more questions for the next upcoming episodes.
Mohsin, short and sweet. Thanks very much for your time. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
As we wrap up another episode of Uncle and AI podcast, we want to take a moment to thank you for joining us on this journey through the fascinating world of artificial intelligence. Let's stay connected. Follow us on social media. Subscribe to our podcast for more engaging discussions. And remember, your feedback is invaluable. Do not hesitate to reach out to us with any thoughts or any future episode suggestions. Have a good one.